Welcome back to the channel, part-timers. Today I'm going to review 3 distance drivers. Before I forget, in last week's video we have a giveaway, so I'm going to put a link up here at the top. Make sure you click on that. You can go and enter that giveaway until the end of May. Alright, my teammate Ben has joined me yet again to help me review some of these discs. His arm speed's a little bit faster than mine, so hopefully we'll get some different feelings for some of these discs. So let's dig in. First up is the TRESPASS by Dynamic Discs. The numbers on this one are 12, 5, negative 0.5, 3. Now for Ben, you can see his arm speed's a little bit more than mine, so he was able to flip these over very easily, whereas for me, it didn't flip over quite as easily. This is a great disc for getting lots of glide, lots of distance. If you've got a slower arm speed, obviously this is going to be more stable for you guys. This is one of my main distance drivers. It's very controllable, but in a tailwind, just like this shot here, you can see it flies great, like a very stable distance driver should. To sum up the TRESPASS, for my arm speed, this is a great distance driver. It gets just enough flip up for me that I can get some max distance, and it's very controllable in tight tunnels and in the open too. For Ben's arm speed, this is more of a turnover distance driver for him, or a tailwind distance driver for him too. It's a great disc, and this thing will fly for days. Next up is the Odin by Viking Discs. The numbers on this one are 12, 5, negative 1, 3. Both Ben and I noticed very quickly that these numbers are not accurate at all. I would say this should be a negative 3, almost 0. This thing turned over very easily, both for Ben and I. It was hard to get this not to turn over completely and turn into a roller. After a while, we decided that this needed to be thrown in a tailwind only. And as you can see in this shot, it actually flew very well in the tailwind. In a headwind, this thing's just gonna flip over, and watch out. To sum up the Viking Odin, this thing is a flip machine. If you're in a headwind, this thing's gonna flip over, so watch out. You're gonna need to put it nice and high or back off on your arm speed. In a tailwind, this thing did great though. It flew pretty stable, and you could probably get some great max distance on this one as a tailwind driver. Last but not least is the Snaps from TSA Athletics. The numbers on this one are 12, 5, negative 1.5, and 3. Please forgive me if there is way more footage of this disc than all the other ones. This was a favorite of both Ben and I had multiple versions of this disc, so we just kept throwing this disc a lot. This thing flies just like you want a 12-speed distance driver to fly. It's got great stability. We're throwing in a headwind here, so you can see it does give us some great straight distance, but holds the hyzer pretty much the whole way. And if we threw it fast enough, we could get it to flip up and give us some great controllable distance for sure. This disc didn't flip over very easily, so both Ben and I were really able to crank on this one and get some good arm speed on it, and this disc could handle it for sure. It was fun to throw it on an anhyzer line. This thing would fight out of that anhyzer line, come back to a hyzer, give you some great, cool, controllable lines on an anhyzer. What more can I say than this disc is just fun to throw. If you got any kind of wind or no wind at all, this thing can handle it all. These things come clean out of your hand. The plastic's great. It flies just like you want it. TSA is known for having some great designs on their discs, but they're going to be known for having some great bomber discs too, because this flies great. To sum up the Snaps by TSA Athletics, I've done a review on this one before. I loved it then. I still love it now. This thing bombs. It goes for days. It handles the wind, handles headwind, can throw it in a tailwind also, of course. Man, there's nothing more I can say than this is a great, stable driver you can do lots of things with. I'm already bagging one of these, and I'm going to continue to keep bagging one of these two. I have both the TRESPASS and the Synapse in my bag. TRESPASS I use for more of a flip up type driver. The Synapse I use more as a stable type driver. These things are great. Go check them out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We've got another disc review coming for you next week, so make sure you tune in, and don't forget to enter that giveaway from last week. You guys can go back and check that one out. I'll be drawing a name at the end of the month. Peace out. If you'd like to get one of these discs, head on over to tudiscgolf.com. Use the code RIDER2022 for 5% off. We got these discs and more available there now.